Welcome to the couch. I have something to talk to you about today. Have you ever got stuck in short-term thinking, stuck in the moment? Or maybe you've been stuck in long-term thinking? Well, today we're gonna analyze each and present a plan for long-term versus short-term thinking in your life. When it comes to depression, one of its characteristics is that it cements the person deflecting in short-term thought and behavior. So anything that happens right now seems like it's going to be the rest of your life. And when you combine that with a teenager who's already stuck in that short-term thinking just because of biology, you get a really bad combination. So here's how I think of short-term versus long-term. Long-term, I have my dreams, my goals, my vision for my life, where I want to end up. And in the short term, I try to do actions every day that will get me closer to that vision. What I try to think about when I'm thinking about challenges long-term versus short-term is I think about, okay, certain things like I'm feeling bad today, or I'm feeling depressed, or maybe I had a falling out with one of my friends, or something like that. I see that as, okay, that's a short-term challenge to overcome. Whereas in my life, I can't think of a long-term challenge that I can't overcome. I'm thinking right now, I cannot think of a single challenge that's going to be present in my life for the rest of my life. I can't think of one. And maybe that's just because that I'm extremely lucky and blessed in this situation in my life. But when I think about the people I'm in contact with and their challenges, I can't think of a long-term challenge for them either. Of course, are some challenges going to be longer than others? Of course. By short-term, I don't mean just today. It could be today, it could be a month, it could be a year, it could be 10 years. Long-term, I'm thinking 60, 70, 80 years from now. That's when I think about long-term. So when I think about these challenges, yes, I have a ton in the short-term. And I'll definitely have more later on in life, but I cannot for the life of me think of one challenge that's going to be present in my life for the rest of my life. Of course, I could let a challenge be present in my life for the rest of my life, so just picking my nails. If you follow me for any amount of time, you know that's one of my biggest challenges. It's something that I've been trying to shake for years now, with varying levels of success. If I let this continue, if I say, whatever, I'll just let it happen, and I let it happen for the next 80 years, yeah, that's going to be a long-term challenge, but that's my fault. I let that happen. We're talking about a long-term challenge, and I say everything is overcomable in a short term if you want to overcome it. And again, that overcoming can take place in different ways than you expected. Take, for instance, someone who just lost a limb. You might be saying, well, that's a permanent challenge. There's no way they can overcome that. Well, what about advances in prosthetic limbs? What about people who can run on fake legs better than other runners who have their legs? And if you haven't seen that or heard of that, go check that out. It's really cool. So you see what I'm getting at. Just because you have something that may seem permanent doesn't mean that the challenge itself is permanent. See what I'm getting at here? So that's how I think about challenges. And of course, I've already said, that's how I think about my goals, the good stuff in my life. Here's what I want you to do, is that if you're having trouble thinking long-term right now, I want you to picture a goal in your life. Maybe it's to be something, maybe it's to do something, whatever it is. Think about it. Think about what it is, and then think about one way that you can step towards that challenge today. Is it running a business? Well, start learning about the industry you want to enter. Start making content like this, set up your phone, and start making videos about that. So you can start getting your name out there. This is exactly what I'm doing right now. I am living examples of this video getting me closer to my goals. And of course, by my goals are also to help you in the short term and the long term. So it's not all just for me, just to let you know. But maybe if your goal is to be a great parent and a great spouse, well, start working on yourself. Start overcoming the challenges in your life right now. Because if you don't, it's going to be a lot harder to overcome your challenges when you're faced with kids and husband or wife, and it's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot more difficult. So start overcoming your challenges now. And as a final thought, I would always keep the long term in mind. We have a tendency, as humans, all of us, we have a tendency to get stuck in the moment. Say, oh, I need to do this now. I need to get this done now. If I don't, do this with my life by this age, then my life is, over. There's no point in it. Don't get stuck in that frame of thought. What I've actually done is I've written down my goals, my long-term goals. I'm talking like 60, 70-year goals. I've written them down. And every time I feel stuck in my short-term thoughts, I always look at those goals and remember what I'm here for, and remembering what I am doing, and remembering why I'm doing this, why I'm making this video, why I'm communicating with all of you. Is there's a purpose to it. It's to help you, to help me, to help others, help those around us. And of course, long-term thinking. I have a ton of ideas, ton of thoughts that it would take forever for me to try to explain to you. But I'm working towards something because I have a vision of how I want the world to look, how I want my life to look, and how I want your life to look as well. So many times I'll be talking with somebody and they'll say, well, I don't have any potential, my life is worthless. And I see their skills, I see your potential just by talking with you for a few minutes. And I can see that. And I wish, and I really, really wish there was a way to project my vision of what you could accomplish, just so you could see it. And you could see what I see in you, because I see so much. I know it might be hard to believe, but I've talked with a lot of people, and every single time I spend some time, just wondering, what could this person accomplish with this story, with their skills, with their personality, with who they are. I actually spend a lot of time thinking about what all of you could accomplish, especially those of you who've been talking with me for a while. I think about you guys, and I think about how amazing you are. I really do. And I get really excited when one of you has a breakthrough, and one of you, crosses a line and just really steps up your recovery and your journey. When you take another step, I get really excited because you're closer to achieving your potential. You're closer to having a huge victory. And I am here with you for every single step of that. Every single step of that long-term journey, that 60, 70, 80-year journey, I'm in here for the long run. You're not getting rid of me. I will be here, and I will always be here, because you're amazing and you can't be erased. Thank you guys for watching. You know how to hit that like button if you liked it, and comment below with what you want me to talk about next. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Being ashamed, staying ashamed. You're awesome.